A hot topic today for Jack Perkins on the Armour Oil Summer Grill, the Holden Racing team in 2015. Jack, you were part of this team for a few more rounds than you probably thought you were going to be. When you look back on 2015 for this team, how do you rate the year?
Well, I mean, it's a tough one because HRT set the bar really high in terms of where they want to be. They want to be winning races every weekend and winning championships and being Holden's number one team. The year started off incredibly well, winning the Clipsal 500 with James Courtney and leading the championship after that weekend. But unfortunately, the form fell away as it did for a number of Holden teams in the middle of the year, and they were able to sort of show strengths throughout the year, but also a lot of weaknesses, which was that the outright car speed wasn't there in qualifying. But the team could still generally salvage a result. But when a result's fourth or fifth, and you're chasing firsts and seconds, it's just not good enough.
It was such a case of the good, the bad and the ugly. You mentioned the good with the big wins, your Gold Coast 600 win that you shared with James, his Clipsal 500 win, the Pertec Enduro Cup. There was the ugly, obviously, with James Courtney's injury, but talk about the bad when they turned up to race meetings and either crashed into each other or just had no pace at all. Do you see that being rectified in 2016?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because James and Garth never intended to have blues on the racetrack, but unfortunately there's a couple of times where they did touch and they broke the rule of no trading paint. So, they've been reprimanded for those, slapped over the knuckles, as they say, for what they did, and they've got to move forward now as a team and really try and push the cars forward. We've seen that they're only running the two cars and no customer program there for the Super Cheap Auto and Charlie Schwerkold entry, so it's sole focus on the two HRT cars, and they've got to try and win a championship. And I know both the drivers are hungry. They are top class drivers. They've just got to make sure that the team can provide them with cars that can win the championship.
Well, as you say, Garth and James are top class drivers, but it's been a hell of a long time, over a decade, since this team won a drivers' championship. Both guys are out of contract at the end of 2016. How much pressure is on both drivers and this team to actually make 2016 a winning season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the pressure's on the whole team. It's not just the drivers or the team. It's every individual inside the team. Everyone needs to perform at their best to win a championship in V8 supercars. So, look, they're aware of it. That's probably the biggest thing, and we all pump up that sort of pressure as well. So, look, all that can happen is go out there, put your best foot forward on the racetrack and see what happens.
So heading to the Clipsal 500, do you seriously see James and Garth as legitimate championship contenders in 2016?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, both of them started the year on the podium at Clipsal in 2015, and look, both have won championships before, so they know what to do. It's just a matter of doing it. And I look at Bathurst with Garth Tander's drive. He was behind me on the last restart in 8th and got to 3rd. Those sorts of things are what champions do. So, I think they'll be right. They've just got to, like I said, it's so hard in this game. You've got to qualify well, and if you qualify well, you'll race well, and that's where the weakness was, in 2015.
Pressure is a buzzword in motorsport, and Holden Racing Team has oodles of it in 2016 coming their way.
Well, GT 2015 pretty much over. How do you wrap 2015 and look forward to 2016? What do you feel like needs to happen to really fight for the championship next year?
Yeah, look, I think we just got to fully understand our car more. The change of the aero package threw us a big curveball in the early part of the year, and our cars on street circuits still remain very, very strong, but it's more the medium to high speed circuits that we seem to struggle on, and getting a balance, and also our qualifying speed. So, there's a couple of things we certainly need to continue to improve. Qualifying speed is probably the bigger thing. We've shown all year that we've come through the field, no problems, but we're starting too far behind. So, we've got a couple of ideas to what we need to do to fix that. So hopefully now with a bit more testing available in the pre-season, we can get on top of that.
I guess that was one of the big changes this year, the reduction in testing and stuff like that, that if you needed to solve something, it was always going to be difficult, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, the problem we have with the current testing regulations is that you're testing at the race meeting, which doesn't work because you've got to get yourself sorted for that particular race meeting. So you're never fully developing the car. You're just band-aiding what you got and hoping that you try and solve things in the long term, but it never works that way. So, freeing up the testing a bit more again and allowing us to go back to the test track and try a few things will certainly help us out, certainly in the early part of next year.
Well, James, you started the year strong this year. Unfortunately, the incident towards 3/4 of the year didn't help, but probably within yourself, Gold Coast was one of the, would you have described it one of your career highlights for what happened?
Yeah, it was a great team event, really solid, team victory, and with it was a very strategic win. Everyone played their part, and it was a great result for us. It's been a tough year for us as a team. We definitely, like you said, started out the year really strong with a good result at Clipsal. A couple of good strong early results, but then sort of lost a little bit of the performance that we had, and to come back and get that result at the Gold Coast, especially after all the injuries, was fantastic. But yeah, definitely haven't achieved what we set out to this year. Under-delivered as a team, so yeah, we've got to really pick up our game, work really hard these last couple of rounds, and really get a good direction of the car so we can go into that break with a good idea of what we need and develop that and attack Clipsal and go for 3 in a row.
Especially with your fitness and stuff like that, it was important to get back into the car. Was it more fitness-wise, or I guess even psychological-wise, to be back in the race car this year?
For me, it was my health comes second. This is the first thing. So I really just wanted to get back to we're an important part of the development phase of the car. We were experimenting, trying a lot of things. So for me, I wanted to get back to be part of that and to really push my point where I wanted the car to go and to try and help the boys develop the thing. So it's it was aggravating, annoying, especially to be taken out of the whole thing with no fault of your own. So you've got it's a weird sort of vibe about it all. But no, definitely had to come back. Wanted to be here to be part of that and to finish off the year.
Each week, Armour All will be giving away the ultimate summer pack.
The pack comprises of a range of summer products such as the Armour All foldable chair, Armour All hat, chiller esky bag, bottle opener, Armour All stickers, along with a range of Armour All products to keep your car looking cool and clean this summer. To enter the draw, all you have to do is click on the link below and fill in your details. It's that easy.
See you tomorrow for another episode
of the Armour All Summer Grill.
So you finish washing your car, or you think you've finished washing your car, but there'll be a couple of areas left, and typically they'll be under your wheel arches here and your mud flaps. Now, a great product for that is the Armour All tyre foam. Whilst it's actually designed for tyres, works great in those areas. All you've got to do is spray the foam under in and around there. The foam will actually collapse, take away the grime, and just leave a nice clean surface under there. And let me tell you, when you've got your car washed and that bit's done, now it's clean.